Hi, everyone, and welcome to Breakthrough. I'm your host, Sharon, and I'm always excited to come to you live right here. My objective is to share with you today how to impact your world. This is part two of a series that we've been doing on how to impact your world or keys to creativity and so on. So this is the outcome of keys to creativity. So thank you for joining me. So excited that you're here. And today, again, we're talking about how to impact your world, and I'll give you a quick recap about what we spoke about last week. So, in order to impact our world, we need to have a vision or an idea or a dream to do or to help right where we are. It doesn't have to be out of the country or in some crazy other someplace you don't want to be. It happens right where you are. Now, if this is your first time joining me, thank you so much. I'm excited that you chose to spend some time with me today, and I really do hope and pray that you'll get something from this program that will truly change your life for the better and help you impact your life for good. Thank you also for sharing, giving me some love, giving me some hearts, and sharing this program. If you can do that right now, that will be so great. Thank you again. And if you're my first time joining me, thank you and share. Secondly, if you would like to be a guest or share your story on my program, I ask you, thank you for your love, sending it right back at you. If you would like to be a guest on my program, I'd love to have you. So send me some information via email on the email address is breakthrough.tti@gmail.com. That's breakthrough.tti@gmail.com. Tell me a little bit about your story, and it doesn't have to be some life, crazy story. It could be any story that has impacted your life or someone else's life, or that is currently impacting other people's lives. So don't think that you have to have some really crazy story to share with me. We may look different, but we all have things that go on in our lives that can truly be a blessing to other people. So thank you. I have one amazing person who is considered like a top fan, and I call her Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth, thank you so much for your love and your support and your kindness. You're just one of the most amazing human beings that God has created on this earth. So thank you for all you do to impact your world and make other people's lives better. Thank you. Okay, so we all have a need. We all have a need, and our needs, and basically all human beings have these needs. And we need to know a few things. One, we need to know who we are. We need to know where we came from. We need to know why we are here and what can we do. Also, we also need to know where we are going. Those are some basic things about human beings. So as I share this series with you, think about those things and think, where do I fit in? And how can I bring answer to myself or someone else based on these questions? So again, who are we? Where we came from, why we are here, what can we do, and where we are going. Those are questions that most people don't have the answers to. But if you're connected to your Creator, I promise you'll see them and get to know what they are as you go. I don't have all the answers. We are all different, and we were meant to impact this world differently. And our purpose, our ability to impact the world could be in the pain that you're feeling right now. It could be in the pains that I deal with right now. So wherever you are, whomever you are, what background you came from, what color your skin is, you were created to impact this world. And you were created to impact this world differently. Now, before I go deeper into recapping what we spoke about last week, I just want to tell you that you were created for impact. This series is all about helping you know that. So if you find I re-emphasize or repeat some things throughout this program, it's just to remind you that you were created for greatness. You were created to impact this world, and you don't need to go in some foreign country. This is where the recap of last week starts. You don't need to go in some foreign country to impact people's lives. We said last week that, and some people want to go in a foreign country, or they've been led to, or feel called to, and that's great. But for the most part, you don't need to leave where you are to go in some foreign country to be able to impact this world. So thank you for knowing that, being aware of that, and not thinking that you need to go someplace else to be a blessing to people. Now, 99% of the times when we impact this world, it starts right where you are, right where I am. So don't think that you need to go to some foreign place in order to be a blessing to people around you and impact your world. It could be in your neighborhood, in your building, in your community, where you work. It could be right where you are. Don't forget, in Romans 8 tells us that, it reminds us rather, that the earth, creation, is groaning in expectation of you and I coming to who we are supposed to be, and truly impacting this world with who we are, with the greatness within us. Our lives were created for impact. We also spoke about the fact that our decision and ability to impact the world starts in our mind. It's right between a pair of ears right here, that our mind is our most valuable asset, and that investing in ourselves is our greatest investment, because as we invest in us, we are able to give back more to society. Often we do nothing to impact our world because we think that we don't have what it takes. And that's so unfortunate, because every single person alive is impacting this world in one way or another, whether they know it or not. And I also reminded you that you need to start with what you know. In order to impact your world and your sphere of influence, you need to start with what you know. You cannot impact someone else's life with something you don't know. So you can't impact with what you don't know. Again, use your own life, use the challenges, use your family, use your neighborhood, your neighbors, your friends, and so on. Use the issues that you deal with daily to see, what can I do to make life better for this person or this community or my own family? And as you do it, be humble and be willing to learn as you do. Again, this is just a recap of the things we spoke about last week. You also need to invest in yourself and pour out on others, because the more you pour out, you'd realize that there's so much more in you, and by so doing, you'll be impacting this world. I also mentioned that you are blessed to be a blessing. You are currently blessed. You may not have everything, but you are blessed. If you have more in any way, if you have any abundance, you've been given that abundance to be a blessing to someone else. So don't take it for granted, and indeed be a blessing to someone else. These are some things, again, we spoke about last week. I also shared what you need to do to impact your world where you are, and that is to let go of the past. Don't try and drive forward looking in the rearview mirror. Let go of old ideas or ways of doing things, old hurts. Sometimes we even need to let go of old friends or toxic friends. Not necessarily old friends, but toxic friends as we move, and relatives too sometimes, as we move forward, because they sometimes can have a negative influence on us. Remember that good is the enemy to better and best. Always strive for your best. These are things I mentioned last week. The second thing, one of the major things I spoke about last week too, was to embrace new. A new way of thinking or doing, a new mindset. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I know that we all know, many of us know that scripture. And the other part is to be open-minded, to learn and grow. Change your focus. See things from a different point of view. I cannot understand your situation until I come sit with you or sit by you or walk in your shoes or walk next to you to see what you're going through. So be willing to see things from another person's point of view, because that's one of the only ways you'll be able to truly impact your world. Your impact starts where you are and blooms, and we all need to bloom where we are planted. So if you feel that you're in a valley right now, if you feel like you're going through one of the most stressful situations in your life, and I promise you right now, I am, and I will share that with you soon enough. But if you feel like you're going through one of the most challenging situations in your life, you can truly impact your world even in that situation. So when you hear this phrase, bloom where you're planted, it's saying make an impact no matter where you're at or what you're going through. You can be a blessing right where you are to someone else. And the other point we spoke about last week was to stay connected to your creator. The person who created gifted you, has every spare part you need, and every wisdom and understanding you need to truly move forward and impact other people's lives. You need to know that, because you need to know who you are and whose you are in order to be able to impact other people's lives. So allow that Holy Spirit that lives within you to guide you. Okay, so you're asking, but how, Sharon? Well, basically, don't let the issues of life stop you from impacting others and doing good. I've shared my story with you and all the challenges that I have gone through and currently is going through. I mean, having grown up with a speech impediment, not being able to say my own name, not being able to ask questions like who, what, when, where, and why, because I stuttered so badly, and those letters, W's and S's, I couldn't enunciate. But through that all, I was abused, I was rejected, I was put to shame in so many different ways. I've held on to secrets, like secrets of being abused. I held on to that for so many years. I didn't want to tell anyone because I was so ashamed. I was ashamed of myself. But it happened when I was 6 years old. And many of us hold on to hurts and shames and secrets that took place so many years ago, not realizing that we as children had nothing to do with it, and there's no need to be ashamed of it. So breaking free of that. You know, failing in business is another one. Sometimes issues like those can cause you to break down. But that's why I'm here right now, because there's no breaking down with us. If you listen to this program or have listened to it in the past, it's all about helping you to break through, break free. There's no breaking down with us, because despite all that I'd been through, I still ended up graduating from NYU, being on the dean's list, working on Wall Street. I mean, so many great things God has done, allowed me to do a broadcast or radio live call-in broadcast, both in Cleveland and in New York. When this is the girl who stuttered, I shouldn't be on radio live program. That's crazy. So when the idea of this breakthrough came up, this is another way of impacting the world, right? And when this came up, I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I stutter? But then I broke past I went beyond the wall of fear to be able to do something, and created this program called Breakthrough. And then now you may be asking, so what's Breakthrough all about? So Breakthrough is basically knowing that we were created for impact, and me helping you live with passion and purpose and impact your world in the process. It's all about deliberately influencing people and impacting the world with excellence, the excellence that's within you, your personal greatness. To impact the world, you impacting the world means impacting the world with your personal greatness, and that's what Breakthrough is all about. So it's basically reaching beyond who you are and saying, how can I help someone else? Because in the process of you dealing with your own hurts, as you attempt to help someone else, you help yourself. Can I tell you, many times I don't even feel like coming on here sometimes. Today's my sister's 40th birthday, my sister-in-law's 40th birthday actually, and they're celebrating, and I chose to be here with you than go there. I wished her happy birthday. She knows I love her desperately, and I'm gonna hang out with her tomorrow. But for now, I wanted to be here because being here helps me to deal with my challenges, and I hope in so me touching your life, it you know, especially when I'm going through a challenge, it truly indeed impacts your life. So no matter what situation you're in, think about, how can I touch and impact someone else's life? And it doesn't have to be far away. It could be right where you are, in your home, in your neighborhood, on your block, in the building where you live. So don't think you need to go someplace far. Okay, I'm almost done with recapping. We said that in order to impact, you must believe that you have something to give, that you can make a difference in this world, and also believe in the good of others. Be the change. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, be the change you want to see. I'm saying to you, be the change, or make the changes in your own area that you want to see. Impacting your world is not about you. Your destiny and my destiny were established to impact this world positively and to leave an indelible mark on the people, the situations, and the place where we have been. If you're now joining us, this is Breakthrough, and I'm your host, Sharon, and you're listening to How to Impact Your World, Part 2. And we are almost done with part two and part one into part two. So basically, it's using what you already have to impact the world and make a difference. The things that you like, your knowledge, your abilities, your gifts, your talents, that those things that no one else have but you. And don't forget, you could be born into the same family and have very different gifts and impact this world very differently. So even if you were born in the same family and you have a twin, you can still impact differently. Don't let your self-imposed limitations and stop you from doing great things. You may feel, well, Sharon, I can't, or I'm not tall enough, or I'm not short or thin or fat or whatever enough. You're just enough. You're perfect just the way you are. So acceptance of who you are and what you have and what your Creator has blessed you with is really important to know and to appreciate as you move forward to impact your world. Okay, so finally, don't let the things that you cannot change, that's the essence of why I was saying what I just said. Don't let the things that you cannot change stop you from making changes and impacting other people's lives. Your race, religion, culture, place of birth, your accent, your level of education right at this moment, if you have money or not, and the things you fear most. None of those things should truly stop you from doing what God has called you to do. The things that you were called to do to impact this world. Why? Because if you can't change something, why let it hold you back from doing something good? That's the essence of this. So when you think of a bird, I have never seen a bird struggling to fly. They just get out there and they fly. There's something in you that you would not need to struggle to do or to impact this world. You never see a fish fighting to swim. It's only when it's out of water then it starts, gasping for air, for water, not air. We need air, but they need water. So my point to you is, you're not a fish out of water. No, you were meant to breathe air. So breathe it and do what humans do, and do it well. Because when a fish swims, it swims well. When a bird flies, it flies well. It does what it was created to do, and in doing so, it brings its creator glory. So know that as you move forward. You've always been enough, and you've always had everything you need within you. Everything you need to impact this world, it's already in you. So don't think you need to go and find and do something differently. No. You've got it within you. So be aware of that. Okay, so we also said that it starts where you are. Don't forget, it starts where you are. Breakthrough Leadership Institute. It started right here where I'm at right now. I saw a need and we started it. So you also find a need in your area and run with it. Okay, sip of water. Now as I'm sipping this water, remember last week I told you that sometimes we look at the outside of something. I showed you 2 bottles and you don't know what's inside there until you take a sip or smell it or get close to it, right? So too with you. Get close to the issues and challenges of your neighborhood and know that you can make a difference right where you are. Okay, so you're asking me, Sharon, what do I do to impact? Volunteer! How about that? There's some place in your neighborhood that may just be in desperate need of an extra hand or 2. You've got 2. Why not volunteer and give of yourself to some place that's in need of help? Volunteer at your local soup kitchen, at your local community center or Salvation Army, wherever in your neighborhood that you're able to volunteer, do that. Or volunteer at an established organization, that may be short-staffed or can't afford to pay. If you're retired and you feel that you want something to do, or you want to keep your mind growing and learning, volunteer at an organization. Volunteer to do the things you did before you retired, or do something new. Because when you're volunteering, they're willing to teach you something new. So you may find your purpose there. So don't hold back. Don't feel like you have to have anything for you to be a blessing in some way or another. So volunteer. And in these times of COVID and pandemic, there's so many opportunities to volunteer. Even at like a food bank, or volunteer for a parent who's working in your neighborhood to clean up, lead a cleanup effort in your own neighborhood, or meet with seniors in your community. See who's lonely and shop for them, take their groceries for them, or do their laundry for them. There's so many things you can do to impact other people's lives. And it doesn't have to be massive, like, spend $100 to do something, or go to an organization and run a 10K. It doesn't have to be that. It could be, it's the small things we do that truly makes a difference. You're asking me how? Use the platform you've got. We all have a platform. This could be my platform to sit and speak to you and speak and breathe life into you in one way or another. Your platform may be to be doing crafts. You may be great with making things, crafty things, and you can start by just doing something and blessing a neighbor or friend with it. And that, in the end, can turn out to be a business for you, right? And you can start just by volunteering. So don't despise, the Word of God talks about don't despise small beginnings. You may begin something by doing it for free and giving it away, but eventually it could turn out to be a massive business. So again, start small and see where it leads. Another way to impact, make your social media platform meaningful. Make it impactful. That's what I chose to do. You'd never see me just post. Well, I mean, I have posted like what I'm eating, or if I have a really nice, if I'm out someplace that's really cool and so on, I have posted things like that. So I'm not saying you can't post it's your platform, but I'm saying you can make it meaningful. You can make it life transforming to some people. So don't take your social media platform for granted. Use it, and use it to impact lives. Positively. Stand up for something, and stand up for something good. Stand up. If mother growing up, she'd say you should stand up for something because you'll fall for anything. So make sure you stand up for something, and stand up for something good. So just sharing my mom's thoughts of wisdom with you. So again, use your platform and use it well. Use it as a blessing, not as a time waster, because social media could be a great time waster, but use it to impact this world positively. And think about this. Are you making a positive difference? Are you impacting the world with the post you post and what in the things you do on Facebook right now? And if you're not, would you consider making it meaningful? Because in making your post meaningful, you're blessing other people by doing so. Okay, my objective is to help us leave an indelible mark on this world as we know it. Because when we are gone, people can say, well, oh yeah, I remember she was okay. Or they can say, oh my God, that girl, that woman truly impacted this world. She did this, or she did, people could choose to remember you for the things you do, or for the things you didn't do. They'll forget you for the things you didn't do. So be mindful of that. Invest in the children in your neighborhood. Get your hands dirty by planting a garden, being part of a neighborhood, a community garden, or something like that. Help someone else in need. We are not here for ourselves. Many times we feel that way, but think about it. When you have everything you want, for example, food, when you eat and you're full and you see more food, can you eat more? No. There's just so much you can eat, right? So if you have too much leftovers, why not be a blessing to someone else with that? It's the same thing with anything else we can think of in life, whether it's clothing, whether it's accessories, jewelry, whatever. If you have more than enough, it's because you were given to it to be a blessing to someone else. So don't take it simply. You can impact this world in so many different ways. I'm always looking to give away clothes because I think I have way too much. So I have a bag of clothes right now waiting to be given away. And I thought of giving it to like these, which I have done, giving it to Goodwill, giving my clothing to Goodwill or the Salvation Army. But it occurred to me that if I can find someone to give it to directly, it means that they wouldn't have to pay for it at the Goodwill or Salvation Army. And I know those organizations do good as well. But what if the person I'm giving it to doesn't have the money or can't afford to pay for it at the Goodwill? So that's why I've been trying a different way of doing good. So I'm asking you as well, try different ways of doing good. Do you know that sometimes a simple smile can make the difference in someone's day? That's a way of impacting life. Someone could be walking their last 50 yards to go kill themselves, and then they see or see a smile from you, and you make them change their mind. That's like, wow, someone cares, because a smile does say that. And I know it's sometimes difficult in this time of pandemic with mask wearing to smile. So I'm saying to you, whenever you can, smile, because so many people's faces are covered now that when you have a moment to smile, just smile and be a blessing to someone else. Show that you genuinely care about people, because it truly makes a difference. Lend a helping hand to an older person, a homeless person. Love like it's the last person you'll get to love. I've been talking to the Lord about that, because I said, God, I want to be your hands and feet here. How can I do that? And, because he's love, I said, okay, you're love. I'm supposed to be love. So wherever I go, when my life touch someone else's life, I want my life to give them love. I want that quick moment of meeting to be one where they feel loved after they leave my presence. Would you try that challenge with me? Let your life be the epitome or the reflection of love to everyone you meet. It's amazing how it changes your attitude, because when you're angry or upset about something, or just so angry about something, and you think, God, I want to be the epitome of love to everyone I meet, it changes your attitude, because you can't go trying to be love when you're angry, or with a mean face, or like angry, you can't. But when you think of, okay, I've got to have a good personality, I've got to feel good about me to give, feel like if you're embracing someone as you go, and that now puts a smile on your face, and you go and you impact someone else's life in a positive, amazing way with love that cannot be bought. Right? And you change their lives, and you change your life as well, because you walk now with your head held high, your chest up, and you feel good about the fact that you're doing something good for someone else. So try that challenge with me. Let your life be the epitome of love for everyone you meet, no matter who they are, where they are, what complexion or reflection they reflect to you. Show them love and see what happens. We cannot be selfish or self-centered and try to give love. So be aware of that. Also, don't expect immediate change unless your object for impact is, let's say, cleaning up a vacant lot or something like that. Don't expect immediate change. So if you plan to love someone out of their depression, or love someone out of their anger and meanness, don't expect them to change immediately. It means you giving love and giving love and giving love freely and unconditionally as you wait for them to change, because sometimes your impact would happen after many times of trying. And don't be afraid to start by yourself to do that, or to do something that requires change, because many times once you get started, other people come. And I'll share this with you. There's a major meeting coming up in this city on the 10th of November, and the elections are coming up as well next month. And I was thinking, God, I want to do something about this. And I shared my idea with someone else, and all of a sudden we are having a prayer for your community and nation on November 5th in the community center on the second floor. So by the way, if you're in Connellsville Community Center, second floor, November 5th at 5 p.m., there'll be a multi-congregational, not churches, but congregations, different congregations of people coming together just to pray for our community and nation. That idea may have come from me, but now I have many other people coming together and say, wow, Sharon, let's do it. It's even going to be in the newspaper down here, inviting you to be there on the 2nd, on the 5th of November at 5 p.m. in the community center on the second floor. It's going to be amazing. So please be there and join us. I'm sharing that with you to say this. That idea started with me, just one person, but now it has expanded to so many different people in this neighborhood, so much so that it's going in the newspaper. So I'm saying to you, to impact, don't be afraid to get started by yourself. Strive for excellence as you go, because excellence, now I'm saying excellence, not perfection, because excellence is an ongoing, consistent process. When you're looking for perfection, many times you fail, because there's no one perfect or nothing perfect but Jesus, right? He's the only perfect person who walked on this earth. So don't try and be perfect, but try and do it to the very best of your ability, because you were born to be great and follow in your creative steps, right? And he was excellent, to try and be excellent. Okay, so we are coming to a close shortly, but I want to remind you, one, to manage your expectations as you go out to try and impact. Don't be afraid to do things or start new things, because by you starting, others will join you. And sometimes it just takes one person to make a great difference. So manage your expectations. Impossibilities must be removed. You cannot think something is impossible and then try to achieve it. They just don't go together. So you've got to believe that what you want is impossible. My spiritual father, Dr. Festus, he shares this story often. It's about Roger Bannister. He ran a mile in less than 4 minutes, I think. Yes, a mile in less than 4 minutes. And people thought that that was it. No one else can break that record. But can I tell you, it's been broken many times over, and by high school students. So one person may have had that record for a while, but it is broken. So don't think, well, they've done it and no one else can do it. There is room for you. You can do it. People will always doubt the possibility of something until you show them differently. So don't forget that. Okay, so to leave an indelible mark on your world, we need to do more than just show off. And that's really important, because impacting is not about showing off. It's about making a difference. Again, impacting our world is not about showing off or saying who has more of one thing or another. It's about making a difference in our world. Impacting our world is about making a positive difference. I see my life as a pebble in a pond or in a lake. Once I drop into that lake, it just causes a ripple effect, and it keeps going on and on and on. Why don't you join me and let your life be a ripple effect as well? Let your life, as it drops into any situation, be a ripple effects of good. I cause ripple effects, and I'm encouraging you to cause ripple effects as well. You can do it. Okay, fact is, you are a pebble already. In your own neighborhood, your mere existence is impacting lives. So I'm just encouraging you and asking you to do it more frequently or do it more deliberately. Impacting your world is a choice, and you could either do it positively or negatively. I'm encouraging you to impact your world positively, and in that way, then you'd leave an indelible mark on this world, one that cannot just be rubbed off or forgotten about, but you'll truly make an indelible mark in this world. Many of us feel, well, Sharon, I'm Black. I don't have the favor like you do or someone else does. Can I tell you, people may not like your face, but they cannot take your place. Remember that. They may not like your face, but they cannot take your place. So your impact is for you and you alone. No one else can take your place. So don't forget that. People will, again, they will doubt you until they see you doing something. So the secret is to love yourself, love others, like with a desperate love. Because in showing someone that you love them, they'll then trust you to help them or impact their life with who you are. And fact is, just by genuinely loving people would be making a great impact on their life. Isn't that amazing? Just by doing something genuine. And when you genuinely love, it makes you feel better too. Isn't that amazing? I'm just so excited about the fact that we have the ability to give something that makes us, that heals us and heals other people as well. So don't forget that. No one can take your place. The love that you have to give, no one else has it but you. And just by loving passionately, really genuinely caring for someone else is an amazing way to impact our world. So see yourself as a pebble. Know that you were made to impact. The love you give, it's an amazing way to impact. And I'll just go through some really how to impact your world really quickly. Or reminder, develop your mind and yourself daily. Don't forget, because that's how you're able to impact other people with who you are. Work on the things you're passionate about. Only the things you are passionate about can truly impact this world. in an amazing way. So work on the things, get better at the things you love to do. That's how you can impact your world where you are. Learn and improve in areas where you feel you are weak, especially in areas where it relates to leadership and people and relationships, because this world is all about relationships. Prepare for opportunities by growing in areas of your passion. Again, I said that before. Then determine never to give up. You know, a journey, we have heard this 1,000 times, that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And think of yourself as a drip of water. If a drip of water consistently falls on concrete, that impenetrable thing, if one drip of water keeps falling over time, that concrete will give way and there will be a hole eventually. Let your life be like that. What you're doing, it could be one drip, but that drip would make a difference. It will make an impact eventually. Okay, next is don't take offense. This is so critical, because when people say things around you, say things that are mean or disrespectful or just vulgar, you want to take offense. You want to get angry and do something about it. But can I tell you, when people say things and act like that, it's because they're hurting themselves. So don't take offense. Just act as if you didn't hear it, or forgive them even before, it gets to your mind. And then see everyone you meet as a teacher. That saying, you're never too old to learn or too young to teach. Our children teach us things all the time. So know that you're never too old to learn. So see everyone you meet as a teacher, and even from kids, because kids are not too young to teach. Okay, I think that's about it for today. Don't forget, get rid of all your negative thoughts. And impacting comes just from one idea. One idea in your mind can truly impact your world. And it's impossible to impact if you're thinking negatively about yourself, or doubting or have disbelief about your ability to help or impact. Get rid of every negative thought, because guess what? If you think negatively, you'll get negative things. But if you think good thoughts, good things will come to you. So again, think good thoughts, think possibility thoughts. Don't think failure. Failure is out of the question. You are blessed to be a blessing. You have all that's needed to accomplish your purpose. And I promise you, I said last week that if God has given you a purpose and he's given you a responsibility, then it's his responsibility to provide everything you need to accomplish his purpose in your life. So don't feel like you don't have what it takes to accomplish or to be who he has called you to be, because everything you need to impact your world, it's in your world, in your life already. So don't forget that. Right now, I just want to pray with you, and I'll ask you just to be at peace. Breathe and know that it is well with you. Whatever situation you're dealing with at home right now, I am just asking God to come in, to step into your situation right where you are, believing with you that he is a God who can make a difference. So Father, right now, I pray in the name of Jesus that for those who are watching now, those who have watched or will watch this program in the future, Father, that you will bless them and keep them, guide and protect them. Will you establish them, oh God, for your purpose and let them know that they were made for impact. Thank you, oh God, for using the tips, tools, and insights I share in this program, Breakthrough, to stir up the gifts and ideas in them and their families, oh God, to allow them to solve the challenges of their lives and impact this world with your purpose in love and gratitude. Help us, oh God, to live and lead with passion and purpose, knowing that no one else in this world can take our place, because they are not us, and you have made us with unique, special gifts to be a blessing to this world. Help us to choose to live our lives with a good character, with integrity and a good attitude. We thank you, oh God, for your provisions on a daily basis, for everything you've called us to do. You said that you will provide, because you are Jehovah Jireh. Thank you, Father, because we know that when we put our trust in you, our creator, when we put our trust in you with all our hearts and not lean on our own understanding, that you will help us. When we don't depend on what we know, but depend on you, that you will help us, oh God. So help us, give us directions and show us what to do and how to do it. And we ask you, oh God, in the name of Jesus, that you allow us to show you, and that we love you through the love we give to others. Help us to impact our world. We ask these things all in Jesus' name. So next time on Breakthrough, I'm encouraging you to join me. Encourage a friend to join us. I promise you, I will bring you relevant programs on this platform that will change your life and the people's lives who are watching it, not just for now, but to the point where they'll make an indelible mark or impact on this world. Until next week, have a blessed and favor-filled week.